Hello everybody, it's VS here again. Today what you're going to watch is the rounds 4, 5, and 6. I think, the next 4 rounds of that League game that I started posting the other day on Aftermath Search and Destroy. And I have a couple things I want to talk about really quick with the game itself, and then I'm going to move on to the topic, which is actually what I think about League play and what they could change in it. But really quickly, you guys see I use the MSMC a little bit in one of these rounds, and I go back to the SMR because the MSMC is just not doing it for me. So, and 2 of the rounds I died early on, and I didn't really cut out the spot where I'm just laying there and the camera's kind of over my body because I kind of wanted to show you guys the rest of the round even though you couldn't really see it. And this was recorded in theater, that's why I wasn't really spectating anybody else. I probably could have, I didn't really think about it. And when I was recording, it was such long gameplay, I didn't really want to mess with that because I was busy doing other stuff at the time. But yeah, so I didn't cut that out. It wasn't really a long period of time. It was only in like 2 rounds, and then even then the camera was just laying there for like 10 seconds or something like that. I decided to do 4 rounds this time because 2 rounds, it was pretty short, and I don't want to take this whole game and just expand over like 4 or 5 videos. On top of that, 2 of these rounds were just really short because of how fast everybody died and stuff. But anyway, on to the topic, which is, what I think about League and what I think could, what they could change in it and adjust and tweak. I really like the idea of League. I like it, how it's kind of competitive in a public style because you're not in a tournament or anything, but you're playing with random people. So to me, it's public competitive because you're not matched up against certain people like you were in a tournament. And I really like the idea of that because there's not really a lot of tournaments around me, so I'm a big fan of competitive, and I just like having this opportunity to be able to try competitive without having to travel, an hour or 2 to get to the nearest tournament. So I love the idea of League, but I think 2 of the big flaws in it just can really be a turn-off, you might say, for League. These 2 big problems I'm talking about is, one, if you guys have played League, you know what I'm talking about. When a teammate leaves or gets disconnected in the first round, it puts you at a huge disadvantage, and a lot of the time it can mean game over. Which, I mean, in this particular game here, somebody quit out, but it worked out to where even though we were 1 person short, we could still pull through. Each of my teammates held their own pretty well, and I did pretty alright myself. But usually, especially in like CTF and Hardpoint, if a teammate leaves, you're most likely going to lose because you're at a disadvantage, man. If you got 4 people that are defending the Hardpoint, you got 3 people pushing in, and each person kills 1 person, there's still going to be 1 person left on the enemy team. So that's the biggest issue. I think what they should do with that is have some way to put, teammates or enemies back in, depending on who leaves, and just, kind of have some way to do that. I don't know if, maybe invite somebody, because somebody said that it's not really fair to people to get put into a late game that, they're most likely going to lose in, which I agree with. So there should be, I think they should be able to be put in, more people should, and it, no matter what, doesn't take points off their ladder. It might give them 10 at most, or something like that, or it just takes off 5 off the ladder. But they really need to have a way to put enemies back in because it just messes up the League. It messes up the game, man. And then the next issue is kind of like a branch off of that. When your teammates don't talk, that's really frustrating because you need teamwork in this game mode that's really, it's all about team. But anyway, this game's wrapping up really fast. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. I'll catch you on my next video, guys. Later.